recording.
I missed the button again. I'm sorry.
What's
Just know when you see Connor, when you see my square do this, I'm looking at you.
Yeah,
I'm
I
staring
know.
daggers.
I know the pain.
wanna-
I'm sorry.
That's right.
That is a Daniel Day-Lewis stare right there, just through.
I
okay,
drink
through the
your
person.
milkshake.
My milkshake
That's
is
right.
gone.
Milkshake.
That's right.
It
Know
was
that is
definitely
coming.
Strawberry.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's trying to kill you with that stare.
It's not gonna
Dude,
happen.
if I saw
We're-
Daniel Day-Lewis in a fucking back alley, one, I would greet him. Hey, are you Daniel Day-Lewis? And two, I would fight him instantly.
Well, he would also look nothing like any of his characters.
Yeah,
he would
why
look
would
like
you
the
fight him?
average, like
I think
he
he'd
looks
whoop
like
my ass. Honestly, dude, I think he'd fucking.
I bet he's a
think
super
he'd
nice
destroy
guy.
me.
he is, and he doesn't look anything like his characters. He'd look like the guy who runs a pottery shop in Ireland, and you'd say to yourself, "Oh, this is a nice, super fucking nice guy. This is fine."
Oh, hey, how are you? Will you sell me a pot?
How are you? How are you? Great to meet you.
Now,
Yes.
if you were in a dark alley and you met Daniel Day-Lewis and you started doing an Irish accent for no reason, you'd be fucking legendary. That would be
yeah.
his
But
weird
when
he would just-
but would he fight
his
me?
immediate response would be, Golden Globe, but not Oscar. Golden Globe, but not Oscar.
I would be instantly deflated. I wouldn't want to
Yeah.
fight him anymore.
Oh, man.
No need to fight at that point because
Yeah.
he just ruined you.
Yeah. I mean, he's also like an older man. You know what I mean?
He's an older man.
You could
He's an
probably
old
take...
He's what? What would you put? He's 60s, right?
He's 60s. Gotta be,
It's
right?
gotta be.
He was,
yeah.
he was the,
60s.
he was the
Mhm.
last
He's 60s.
Mohican. So
I was just thinking, I was like, how do
damn.
I work last Mohicans in here?
Yeah, well, he was the last of the Mohicans, so he's in his 60s. Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
it looks great.
Looks great.
Those guys
great
are
for a
gone.
Native American
Yeah.
white guy. It's weird.
Yeah, he looks great for a guy who survived the frontier. He looks really good. Yeah.
Him and Mel Gibson, you know, they both dead.
They are
Patriots
both
was the
very
reference
dead.
I was
Yes. Wow.
Yeah, the original Patriots, the indigenous people. They were telling us to get off their lawn. Yeah.
That's fair. That's more real than the movie The Patriot. None of that was real.
That is-
Mel
that
Gibson,
is more real,
Mel
yeah.
Gibson fighting for America. Okay,
Yeah.
hold on.
Yeah.
He loves America.
I don't think so. No,
He does. He loves America and Jesus so much. And honestly, the two of them are synonymous for him.
Yeah,
So
same place.
what can I do for maximum gore? And what can I do for maximum that I get off to people getting hurt? Oh, yeah. The revolution and the fucking Bible. Let's go.
Let's go.
Yeah, same event, same canon.
exactly.
Same event in his head. Same event in his
The
head.
Bible
What
started
Bible
with
are you guys
America.
reading?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
The American Bible.
But
Mel
Yeah.
Gibson's
phenomenal
Bible.
director.
That's
he's,
correct.
he's a great director. Yeah. Ooh, here we are.
So,
Here we are.
anyways, welcome to the Lesson of People podcast.
Mm.
Yes.
We're gonna have we're gonna have a very interesting story for you tonight. I don't know why we chose this topic. It hurts me dearly.
He loves it. He wants it. He wants it. He needs it.
I will give a brief introduction into our topic, and then I will introduce our hosts tonight, and we'll get the fucking ball rolling. I'm Jay Money. I'll be one of your hosts
Ow!
tonight. I'm just doing.
Daddy.
Thank you. I'll be doing our call-in tonight. First up in our rotation, we've got Sean Daddy. How are you?
Woo, Sean.
I'm doing well. Thank you. It's a great intro. I feel strong and what is it? Sexually virulent? Virulent? No. Vitalitized.
Yeah.
Vitalitized.
None of those words are real. What happened?
I'm pretty sure there's a word in there
whatever.
somewhere.
I
Yeah.
agree with those.
We're all educators, dude. We can make up words if we want because
We are
primarily
educators. This is an
educating
educational
others.
podcast.
Yes.
This is an educational podcast. That is
Get
true.
it right.
Educational
Keep it
podcast.
tight. My neck, my back. So any which ways, I'm very excited to be here and share some stories with everyone tonight because I know they're going to be excited about what we got to talk about. Everyone's
That's
got one.
true.
Mhm.
My pussy and my crack. I also said I was going to introduce a story. I never did. We're just going to continue with roll call.
Yes.
It'll be a mystery till the end. Up next, I think, what Con Man?
Yeah,
Woo,
I'll
Con.
I'll get in there. I'm back on the Gator wine tonight. I know you're all very pleased about that.
Yeah.
Gator
Yes,
wine,
Gator
yes.
wine.
I'm operating at like 110% efficiency right now.
Yes. Now, for the uneducated, the uninitiated,
Mhm.
what is Gator wine? Con?
It's a mix of. I actually got the right flavor this time.
Yeah.
The light blue Gatorade Glacier Freeze, and then just cheap
Yeah.
red wine, 1-to-1.
1-to-1.
One to
Yeah,
one.
same glass.
And it keeps your mind.
Is that what that song was about? It was about gator wine?
It was. That song was about UB40, dude. They wrote about gator wine
Yeah,
constantly.
way ahead of the time.
That's how they had those hits, dude. I'm hydrated, but also I'm dehydrating at the same time.
I have
I
so
do
much
both.
to learn about music, you guys. That's
Yeah,
It's
I mean,
true.
honestly, and that's the thing. That's why I keep telling you to learn the keys of music because a lot of it involves wine and getting hammered. So.
That's true. Yeah.
That's very true.
Anyways, KY Jelly, how are you tonight?
I'm gelatinous. I'm just so
Yes.
firm at room temperature, close to
Yes.
the liquid. Still kind of a solid. Just feeling cool, feeling groovy.
Yeah.
Just
Be in between,
At
baby.
any moment-
Live in
at
the in
any moment
between.
at any moment you could drift into a liquid or harden up into something kind of just.
I
little
could
stiff.
bone
he-
up in an instant.
He hardens up. Yeah, he hardens up
Fucking
often.
tell-
He
you just
he
gotta
hardens up.
tell me to. Oh, there it
hardens
is.
up quick. Harden up quick. That dick is made of pure fucking horse hoof, baby. He's ready to go.
Whoa!
And that was my nickname in high school.
That was
Horse
horse
hoof.
hoof. Hey, that's his horse hoof out here.
Oh, horse hoof! Is that you? I haven't
horse
seen you in
hoof.
years.
This is a whole new theory on dick nail. You know, if you're a whole hoof,
Yes.
oh my god.
No one.
Horse, being the Texas horse hoof guy, he got kicked out of Twisters too, unfortunately.
Yeah.
I really appreciated your cameo, and they cut you completely, man.
Yeah,
They
they
did
Yeah, it
you
was
dirty.
really, really unfair. You know the thing is though, still had to pay me, so I made money.
They still,
It's
yeah, they
good.
still. So you made the money. You made the money. Doesn't matter. Fuck them. Yeah.
That's right.
And our last host tonight, Big Cat BC, first time on our visual show.
Making our debut,
Sexuality.
making our
Yes.
visual debut. Right?
Sexy
I'm no
debut.
longer wearing a beanie. I'm trying to get our sponsors. Liquid Death. Liquid Death. You just did so much coke with your friends. You've been up since 6 p.m. Liquid Death.
The day before.
Have
The
you
day
ever
before.
died before? Try drinking.
Try drinking. Try drinking. Try drinking. Also, just like stay hydrated. You know.
It's just water. But don't tell them that. Don't tell them that.
But
No,
don't
no.
tell them that. I'm trying to still look hardcore in my
Yes.
30s, and I clearly can't do it anymore. Yeah.
No, you
That's what
can.
that is.
That's why you're drinking Liquid Death. It's proof in the pudding,
You're
baby.
Liquid Death.
You're hardcore.
I'll just continue to try to grab us some sponsorships throughout.
Give
the
us some
episode.
fucking money.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm the director of this podcast. I'm the director of this podcast.
Yeah. Yeah.
So,
Yeah,
We know that.
Notice by the hat. Notice by the hat.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
His chair also has the back of his name.
It does.
That is
so,
true.
and that's
That
how
is
you know
true.
he's the most
that is
important.
true.
Yeah.
I also have David Bowie's crotch right on my
Fuck
my
Right on
yeah.
the shirt.
I love it.
It's on the shirt,
It
guys.
sinks
Yeah.
down to
Dude.
belly button range when I really sit down.
It's enormously
nice-
exposed.
It's a good fit.
Yeah.
It's a good fit.
Are,
It's a good
are
fit.
they
Belly
giving
button.
him a good fit on his bulge, or are they trying to androgynize him? I want to know what the shirt tells me.
Well, I think if you describe yourself as not having any gender, any size of your fucking ball sack is appropriate. Do you know what I mean?
Does
that make
child
sense?
That makes
size.
sense.
It's not balls that make a
David
man.
Bowie was
it's something
David
else.
Bowie was
though.
free of any gender.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can't
Free
even
of
come
any
up with an
giant
argument
balls,
against
though.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Even if I wanted to.
We do have a story tonight. It's about dads being dads or our dads.
Our
not
dads being dads.
I'm not
Yeah.
a dad, but I did have a dad, I think, but not really though.
I mean, you kind of had. It was like Ghost Daddy.
A ghost
Ghost
daddy.
daddy.
He was a real person. I mean, he's dead now, so I guess maybe currently.
Now he's
Now he's
definitely
now
a
he's
ghost.
ghost.
He was a kind of ghostly before, and then he was really a ghost after that.
That is true. That is true. I guess I'll start. For those of you, I don't have such a weird, awkward run at this. I never knew my dad growing up. It was pretty much just fucking Cartman's mom, as someone said. Yeah, pretty much just Cartman's mom raising me, and I think I didn't actually meet my dad until I was maybe in my 20s, my early 20s.
I think so.
I was like 23 maybe. And I off chance met him. I went into his trailer, and
Was it a
everything
double
was-
wide or a single?
no, it was a double wide.
Or was he
man.
like a
Oh,
movie
so
star?
he-
Was he like
Well, okay,
in
so I
Hollywood,
think-
like
I
his
think,
acting
you know,
trailer?
Yes.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's what I heard.
Yeah, I mean that's where my
is-
mind went.
And so when we say trailer, we mean manufactured housing community. Is what we're actually talking about, right?
Okay.
Yeah.
So check it
Different
out. It was a
kind of
double
movie
wide.
style.
It was a double wide, full double wide. So you could sit on one wall of this thing, and you could see clear across to the other wall.
To the other side. Yeah.
Hey.
Those cardboard walls.
Yeah, man. And he had a massive rear projector TV, and like this was like well into the age of like flat screens, like where
Yeah.
I was like,
I mean.
where a rear projector would be inappropriate. So he had a rear projector, and then he said something to me upon that first meeting where he had just saved up for something, and it was ridiculous. Like, just saved up for the GameCube or like whatever. Like something,
Hell yeah.
like something had been out for like 20 fucking years.
Play some
Yeah,
fucking
this
Mario
guy
Kart,
fucking
bro.
knows.
Let's do it.
Yeah.
This guy knows what's up, dude. This guy knows
Yeah.
what's up.
He didn't know how
GameCube for
badly he
life.
would have got fucked though in Mario Kart by you though. He would.
Oh yeah, I would have
Well,
fucking,
yeah.
I would have fucking slayed that old man. Like
That's what. Yeah, you would have overtaken him as a man. You would have
fucking-
overtaken
you
him as a man.
fucking-
He can't do that. He can't do that.
you knocked up my teenage mom and made me, and you think you're gonna fucking smoke me in Mario Kart after being absent for 23 years?
Blue shell, blue
Oh,
shell,
dude.
blue shell, blue
Get
shell.
fucked. Get fucked. Get out of here, man.
I'll kill you with green shells. Just embarrass you, little bitch. Fuck out of here. Anyway, yeah, that was a weird interaction, and I remember walking away from it thinking, I hope that this person is not actually my father. And I think he did. He gave me something, a memento, when I left that day. I don't know if you guys remember that.
Do I know
Was
this
it-
one?
is
Was it the ninja sword?
It was the ninja sword.
Yes.
So
I
the only
I bestow this
the only
upon
thing-
you.
Thank
Yeah.
you. The only thing.
Well, that's
my-
That's also how you knew you were Japanese as well. Right?
In the end, it's true.
that is true. I guess
You are the last
Yeah.
samurai.
Yeah.
You are the last samurai, dude. It's just you and Tim Cruise, bro. Just surviving.
Timmy Cruise.
Timmy Cruise.
How do I explain him and the way he looked? A little bit like Ron Jeremy. In
Okay.
So,
in
is it Ron
build.
Jeremy or is it also Ace Frehley? Does he look a little bit like Ace Frehley?
I don't know. I can't picture Ace Frehley now. Like,
All right. Okay. All right. Forget that. We'll scratch that. That's in
no,
post.
it's
We'll
not
edit that in
scratch.
post.
You're fucked. It's on camera, dude. We're not going anywhere. I'm calling it back. I direct this podcast. Anyway, so
What he wants goes.
That's right.
He gave me a ninja sword, and it was awful. It was like, flimsy. Of course, not from Japan, which was fucking lame. But
Yeah.
it was the head of it. It was made the handle was made out of like bones, like people bones,
Fake bones.
and like the what's the bottom of a sword called?
The pommel.
The pommel. Thank you. Yeah, it's exactly what
Yeah.
it's called. So the pommel was a skull, but like, of course, like way too small to be an actual human skull.
Yeah. So it's just all
And
plastic.
Also made
Yeah.
out of plastic. Yeah, so it can really stupid.
He was real life. He was a real life demon slayer.
He was a
was.
samurai. Justin,
Yeah,
do
he
you
was a
remember what
samurai
you did
demon slayer.
with that sword?
I got no fucking idea.
I can tell you.
Do you have that thing?
I did. So you got that
What?
right before I moved to San Francisco, and you had to go back out of the country. You gave it to me. I took it to San Francisco. One of the fucking ridiculous idiots that I lived with in San Francisco tipped it from where it was on my wall. Yes, I put it on my wall as if it was something worth remembering and recognizing. It broke the pommel
Well, it is
off.
fucking sick. I would do the wall. Yeah.
I tried to fix it. It didn't really work. And then somewhere when leaving San Francisco, it has been lost to the winds. But
Oh
good to
my
know that you
God.
hated
I
that
It's
didn't know
sword.
this
gone.
history.
This thing is gone.
Jeez.
I had heard the J Money side. I didn't know the San Francisco connection.
Yeah, actually, I had
Wow.
no idea that sword had made it out to San Francisco. And maybe I briefly remember you showing it. Did you show it? to
Because
me
you
when
visited.
I
Yeah,
was
yeah,
out
yeah. You
there?
came and visited. And I was like, you remember this? And you're like, oh, God. Why? Why do you have it? I'm like, you gave it to me.
My familial sword. Yeah.
You just
Yeah.
become a Highlander.
my ancestral sword.
It's got your family crest on it. Do justice to the sword.
It just says Dick Slayer down the blade or something like that.
yeah, man.
Is he cutting off penises or?
We don't know.
You
We
cut-
don't know.
Well, that's
We don't know.
that's to J Money's heritage. You have to cut off the penis if you've been dishonorable.
So is that why you're not circumcised, Justin? Because if in your family they just take the whole dick, they don't just do the.
They would
top
take the
half?
whole dick because
That's true.
all of them have been dishonored.
That's true.
That's better to be uncircumcised than non-dicked. Okay, I think he got the right end of that
Yeah.
deal.
I lose no honor by having foreskin. I lose zero honor by having foreskin.
Gain.
J Money's the most honorable in his village.
If anything, it holds the honor.
That's
Gives
true.
you a little pouch.
Yeah.
It contains it. I tie it off and it fills with honor. That's what
When
happens.
you talk about filling, I'm so uncomfortable. Oh my god.
It feels great, dude. Don't knock it till you try it.
I don't know.
Fill up your
I
foreskin.
don't know.
Thank you, Connor.
You're
Thank you,
welcome.
Connor, my uncut brother. Thank you, dude. Thank you.
You
All
and
these
me, we're in this
fucking-
together.
Yeah, man. All these fucking cut, humiliated, fucking shop
It was
dick motherfuckers.
taken from me before I knew I had control over it.
That's
Yeah.
true.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I'm sorry that happened to you, Ryan. Sorry.
It was assassination of my penis. Yeah, the foreskin of my penis was.
The other two of us have
Okay.
no comment.
We do have to move on with a story. Who's next? Sean, are you up next with the your dad's story tonight?
So I thought I would keep it light, but in the end I realized I can't ever really make it heavy. My dad is a rather stoic man and not quick to temper. I think you could definitely say he's like a lot of people. You know, you drive 30 minutes away and you forgot the keys to a building you had to go in. He curses a lot, but that's like anyone, right? So I figured that I would lay down on the idea that my dad was a very calm, tempered man, and my brother first, but I also pushed his patience to many limits. And I wanted to tell you guys about the best time that I did that. So to take you back a good age, a good spell, I would say this was like 1997, 1998. I was like 12 or 13. All right. I'm in the backyard. As you guys would all know, my house is rather long and single storied. So if you're in the backyard by the back door, you have a whole fucking yard before you can even see like the front yard and the cars that are parked there. My parents had both their cars parked up front. I'm in the backyard fucking around with a golf ball and a driver, thinking I'm going to get cool with my dad. I'm going to learn how to golf. As soon as he sees me out there, he's like, "Stop pointing yourself towards the front yard. You're going to fucking hit one of the cars." I'm like, "No, I'm not. I'm not even that strong. I don't even know how to hit the ball." Literally, not even 5 minutes later, I finally get a good thwack. And my dad just happened to be right out there about to start the grill. He hears the thwack. Both of us turn our heads and look up and crane to watch the ball slide into the sky. And then you hear this ka-thump. We look at each other, and I start running up front to see what the fuck I hit, realizing he's right behind me, running right behind me. Thump, 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 thump through the yard. I like dip into the front like walkway that goes out, and you see right in the middle of their Mercury Mountaineer. Passenger door.
Not the Mountaineer.
Not the Mountaineer,
Driver's side,
no!
passenger
Not the
door,
Mountaineer.
right in the middle. Fucking golf ball dent with the divots. The divots somehow made it into the dent in the door. That's how hard I hit it, being inexperienced and incapable of controlling myself as a golfer.
That's a good hit, dude. That's a good hit.
Hey,
That's a
I
great
still
hit.
to this day
That is
feel
a
like
great
that
hit.
might have been my best hit, but you know what hit was better than that? Literally, as I came around to see the door, I stopped dead. My eyes go wide. I'm taking in that I did exactly what he told me not to do. And little do I understand that behind me is a stop, and he like soccer punt kicks me right in my ass, just like lifts me off the ground. Like he took the barest second to see that I did exactly what he told me to not do or be paying attention to what I am doing. And he was like, "This motherfucker did and just literally lifted me off of my 12-year-old feet, just like Charlie Brown missing the kick, but finally getting it. And this time me being the one
Finally
being lifted
making
off the ground.
contact.
Oh my
Yes.
god,
Oh,
that's
God.
great.
Yes.
Okay.
I
I'm so
pushed his
glad there was
patience.
a happy ending to this story.
Was there?
Happy ending to this story.
God, it went
think
right
it
into
was,
my
man.
asshole. Like it skipped the cheeks completely, dude. It went right into the fucking cherry
Sean,
zone.
that's why you have no ass. Your dad kicked it in when you were 12.
No, okay.
This is a deformity. This
Then
is a
what did he
deformity.
do as a
Yeah.
kid to cause it to him? All right.
You
He
got
also
it.
has no ass.
You got to
His
get
dad
off by
kicked
your
his
grandpa.
ass in.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah,
That's just
Grandpa
generational
kicked his
trauma.
head.
Well, that just lets you
Does
know
your grandpa
it's
have
carrying
an
down
ass?
to the bloodline. Well, so here's
your
the thing.
grandpa have an ass?
My dad was adopted. So I'd like to believe that my grandpa did have an ass. Obviously didn't get to pass it down. My dad was adopted. So what my dad took passed on to me. It was a bloodline of, you didn't learn your fucking lesson as a kid. Let me kick your ass real hard. Ass falls off. And then he carried that on to me. It's kind of a magical
nature
thing.
versus nurture. It's a classic
Yeah.
question.
Yeah.
It is. Yeah.
Who do you trust?
That's
Which
great.
one? You know?
But
But
makes so
that
much
about
sense.
sums that up. And any time that my dad has lost control, it's because I pushed him over the edge, knowingly or unknowingly. So, but just to say, I got to throw this out. He was also the man to tell me the cops are not your friend. So you take that up in your
That's
grab
the
bag
motherfucking
of.
truth right there.
That is the truth.
I had to throw that little dangler out there, just so everyone knows.
So after Sean, I get confused. Is it?
I think it's-
KY. Are you-
Is it me?
It's UKY.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'll go next. I had a dad, so there's that. Not to throw
Yeah,
Wow.
fucking
but,
right. I don't know why that has to be your first thing out of the fucking out of the chute.
It's a great Jane's Addiction song.
That's a dig right there.
I also know that reference.
Yeah, for sure.
Jane's Addiction. Yep. Great gal.
Sure do.
So-
Sure do. Yep.
She was.
Yep.
She was. She
Yep.
was. Until her addiction.
Real desperate. So I have two super quick little kind of anecdotes about my father, who is a ginger and a rabid pothead for a very long time. So he's got, he wasn't like, I'm glad he chose to abuse marijuana and not alcohol, because
And not you.
no, yeah, it's great. 'Cause, my dad's he was a pretty good sized guy back in the day, and that would have been rough.
Man, getting jacked at the jaw by your dad, big old ginger fist right in the mouth.
Exactly.
That's a
So
air
my
claw.
dad is all in all, he's a pretty quiet guy. Usually kind of is in the background. My mom is a lot more like me, whatever. So he was pretty quiet, but usually pretty helpful. And one of the stories I think of all the time and I laugh is that we went to somewhere like a Sam's Club or a Costco. We're in this pickup truck and we're gonna get they got a big one of those big oversized canopies for like a wedding. It was just like really big, one of those big white ones, fucking cheapo crap. Anyway, but it was really heavy and it was a really big box. So one of the guys in the smocks helped us load it into the back of the truck, and my dad didn't have the straps with him or whatever, so he was just gonna, lift the box up and put the tailgate up because it was longer than the truck bed to keep it in there. So it's heavy. I was like moving the truck or something, was coming back, and my mom was gonna lift the tailgate while he lifted it up. Well, as you can imagine, your thighs are against the tailgate, leaning, and you're holding this super heavy thing. My mom lifts the tailgate and racks him in his ball sack as hard as you can believe.
Oh.
And we are
That's
in
a
the very front of the store. It is like
That
a
is the way-
Sunday afternoon. And basically, so she lifted up once and he goes, "Ah!" he didn't say anything, he just made a noise. And then she goes, boom, boom, boom. Why isn't it going? And she racked.
She did it multiple times.
More times.
Oh, man.
She racked him up.
She fucking killed him. And so the worst part is when she did it the additional times, he was trying to get it out, but he kept getting in the nuts. And so he finally just screams at the top of his lung, "You're caught on my cock." And he screamed it. I mean, he fucking screamed it.
That is in dedication to the swollen daddy dick. All right, he probably stayed swollen after that if he wasn't before. I don't know.
Oh my god. Yeah.
My God. Maybe it's because I know these people so well that I can imagine your mom, who's like, she got some power behind her.
Yeah.
really heaving it into your old man's nuts. Just fucking.
She knew it was heavy, so she was trying to go fast so he could set it down. She was whack, whack, whack. "You're caught on my cock!" And just like a pirate shouted it.
Oh my
In
god.
your neighborhood
That
grocery
part
store.
kills me, dude.
Oh man, which is so unlike my dad. He would never do something like that.
I know.
And
That
he would not
never-
want the attention for it. He really would not.
that would never come out of his mouth in a fucking like regular situation.
Yeah.
Ugh,
just
not
like-
even as a joke.
No.
Oh,
That was
yeah,
the
yeah,
worst
I think of it.
circumstance possible. These are things we all should learn and hear about, so we know what to look for if we ever find ourselves in a similar situation. We just want to protect our cock.
That's right.
Similar situation, being a dad.
Yeah.
If we're ever a dad, you got to protect that cock.
Be
guys.
a
You gotta
husband
protect your own
or
cock.
a father, and you really gotta watch out for
You
yourself.
got to start looking out. You got to look out for your assets, and it's a lot of the cock.
It's
That's really what you're looking at.
Chiefly dick.
yeah,
It's chiefly dick.
they dangle a lot further down south. You know what I mean?
Yeah, they start
Yeah.
small, so you got to be real careful.
You know?
Yeah,
Jesus.
They always talk about their boobs, but they don't ever talk about a dude's fucking ball sack. They really hang.
No.
They really
That
hang
they
over
don't.
time.
Really hang.
Yeah.
And they get hangier, more pendulous as you age.
Yeah, yeah.
Father Time. Am I right? He's catching up with you.
He's a daddy to us all.
That's right.
He's, just a giant pendulum with Father Time. Look at these balls, because he's the original
Swangin'.
old man at the Y, showing his pendulum dick, just swinging
God.
back and forth.
KY, thank you for sharing about your father's nightmare situation.
Yeah.
Con baby, are
Yeah.
you up?
Yeah. I feel like I have a lot of stories that, with my father, it's a trade-off of being tough as nails on one side and a lack of emotional intelligence on the other. And it's just like one of them is just making up for the other.
Yeah.
And I didn't have a story to talk about tonight, but like that kind of sums him up pretty well. And what came to mind was the time that I broke my nose playing football with you guys in the park.
Mhm. Yeah.
Just like, we were 18, 19, running around the park, just playing football, playing tackle football. I ran into the back of some kid's head, broke my fucking nose. You guys didn't tell me about it. And you're like, no, you're fine. Just keep playing. You just keep playing football. You'll be fine.
It looked like it was a very minor break. It was still a break. It was a hard hit, but it wasn't like his nose was sideways. It was just like a little bump. We were like,
Yeah, and it was like it
it's
was
probably just
bleeding. It was
swollen.
like, put some fucking tissue in there. You'll be fine.
Yeah.
Oh my
Just
God.
you'll play quarterback from now on. Just don't get tackled.
It's
Yeah.
football, you pussy! Come on!
Yeah.
That was
Don't,
kind
don't
of the
trust
idea.
KY's opinions on noses. KY has no.
Classically known as a Roman nose, because it's Roman
yeah.
all over his face.
I can smell the other side of the earth. You wouldn't believe what they're doing. Shagan.
And I can fucking see it. And I can see it.
Yeah, Justin can see with his fucking peripherals.
But anyways, I definitely broke my nose.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
And then it was like, I think I saw my dad later that night. Didn't say anything to me. Just like we had dinner. Just like nothing. Didn't even acknowledge it. And it wasn't until like 2 days later, it was your mom, KY, that was like, no, your nose is broken. You should go to the hospital or like do something about it.
right.
Someone else's parent.
Get fixed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then so like I went home to go talk to my dad, and I was like, Dad, my nose is broken. Should I go to the hospital? What should I do about it? And he was like, under the deck, chopping wood, doing something like as manually as you could possibly be doing.
Yeah.
And he's like, oh no, you're fine, you're fine. Just like come here. And he like takes my nose and like pulls it down and resets it.
Oh,
I was like, all right, you're good to go. See you later.
Oh my God.
Also,
You don't need to
I
go to
mean,
the hospital.
Yes, brutally painful. But why was this not done when he saw you originally?
I
Did you just
know.
want to delay that?
God.
Yeah, I don't know. It's that lack of emotional intelligence, or like
Right.
Okay, so he's just like, well,
I had a fucking
he's
clue what was
broke.
going on in my life at the time.
I'm looking at him. He is broken, but I'm not going to bring it up till he talks to me about it.
did
so.
he?
Yeah,
did, he
yeah.
even, did he even ask you how it got broken?
No.
Didn't even ask. Oh my God. I will say, had he told you that he was going to do that in the moment, it probably just would have been worse.
True.
You should have been like anticipated it a little bit. Like, whoa, you're not going to touch my nose. It's probably super painful. But if your parents just like, hey, come here, I got you.
Yeah.
Watch out! Some shit I do to my dog, man.
Yeah,
Like,
Yeah, exactly.
But like
Oh
he's
my
played hockey for like 30 years. He's like had 5 broken noses. He's like
Oh, God.
had his jaw
Oh.
wired shut because he caught
Okay.
like a stick to his jaw.
I
Like
bet
was
your-
drinking through a
I-
straw for 6 months.
Yeah, man. We've all met
Like,
your
how
dad.
do you operate, Dad?
I
Like,
bet he's been hit. I bet he's been targeted.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I'm sure he has.
on his drop in hockey, and there's nothing against recreational hockey. Is he? I'm assuming he's probably like an enforcer, right? He will go out and just bully a few guys.
I think he
to
was
make
back in the
things happen.
day. I think he started to mellow out a little bit.
Yeah,
Okay,
Mike.
all right.
now
It's
he's
like-
in his 70s.
He's 70
He's
years
mellowed
old.
out in a lot
Still
of ways,
playing hockey.
man.
When I
Okay.
my first memory of Connor's dad is he was essentially Clint Eastwood,
Yeah.
True.
Agreed.
barking out of a fucking like truck or something,
Yeah.
rolling down the
I
road.
mean, if he had a 357, he'd be Dirty Harry reincarnate.
I mean, he really was.
exactly.
Same bearing, same steely eyes. Connor, get in the truck.
Yeah.
Oh my God, there's his dad. Holy shit.
Those might be the exact words. Connor, get in the truck.
Because he wouldn't have sworn. He wouldn't have sworn like that unless he
No.
really meant it. Because he's always pretty composed. But it would just have been a command. That's it.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's his
100%.
eyes commanded that kind of respect. I mean, not to give away a whole story, but there was an underwear stare down that I saw Connor and his dad do against each other. And guess his
We had a
dad
lot of stare
won.
downs.
His dad won that stare down.
He always won.
Even in his underwear, he
still
won.
Yeah. Oh, that's great.
Jesus.
Oh shit, man. Well, kind of bad. Yeah, your dad's a legend.
Yeah.
He's a nicer
Legend.
Yeah, super nice guy. Like, catch him at the bar. He'll talk your fucking ear off.
Oh, he's
Yeah.
super nice.
Yeah.
He's never
That is
been
true.
mean to me. He's been such a nice guy. Always.
Just
Yeah.
as a kid, I found him to be a tad frightening. You know.
Yeah.
As a kid, yeah.
He
It was like
commands
end
that
of high
respect
school.
through fear.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely.
The very limited interactions I did have with him. But anyway, I think our last guy to talk about his dad, and I think one of the reasons we decided to do an episode about dads is our own big cat, Ryan the Lion.
Big cat!
Tell me.
Is Father Lion is the pride of the pack here?
This is
Pride of the
Mufasa
pride.
now we're talking about.
Pride of the pride.
Yeah, pride of the pride. There's a lot of stories. I think when we originally discussed doing this episode, it was I if I'm being honest with you, I can't even remember what stupid anecdote I was telling you guys
Yeah.
about my dad.
I don't
when we
remember
started this.
exactly, but it was just another in the line.
It was another like so I figured instead of doing any specific story, and by the way, the stories you guys told were perfect. They were excellent. I'm gonna just run through a list of items and interactions I've had with my dad.
Oh, that's
and
perfect.
We'll go from there. If something really buzzes you, buzz in for me. Let me know. And this is just all entirely off the dome, which way I'm going. So within the last 4 years, he has been engaged 3 times.
Ah!
So one, there we go. 2, bought $1 million home recently, and then contacted the previous owner like a lunatic to find out what he knew, and discovered the previous owner said, well, it's haunted, and that's been an obsession of his in recent years.
Yes!
So now we're just going backwards. This is all
That's
recent.
right.
This is very
That's
recent.
Right. Yeah,
This
it's
is
super recent.
this is very recent.
I mean, I'm frankly, if
Uh,
someone like if I owned a house and someone called me, like the next owner called me, 100%, it's haunted.
Yeah.
Of course, it's haunted.
I'm going to
telling
say
that to
it.
Now
anybody.
you get out of there.
Yeah.
You need to get the fuck
That's
out of
every
there.
apartment
get
I've
out.
ever lived in. If you're asking me for an apartment review, that shit's haunted.
That shit's haunted. Yeah, this
Connor's
very
current
new
place.
apartment is extremely haunted.
Yeah.
Haunted.
Yeah.
I actually write that down in my exit inventory of every place I ever lived at. Haunted.
Haunted.
It's haunted. I need to. I'm out of here. That's why.
None
I'm
of
out.
these ghosts are horny.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The ghosts weren't horny enough. That's why I left.
Demi Moore is in no ghost
I
fantasy.
stand
here.
there
Yeah.
with a boner and none of them jerk me off.
And
Took
none
all
of
those
them
pottery
are
classes for
horny.
fucking
This is
nothing.
this is
Yeah.
clearly none of them were Sean Diddy's ghost, so he's alive, guys. That's what happened.
More baby oil!
We'll go. Let's see. I'm trying to think of other incredible stories here. Sorry, with all that, I got distracted there. Easy one. This is another very easy one. So stupid. Let's see. In recent years, has taken some contracts to Ukraine. When I most recently asked about why he's not going back to Ukraine, he was like,
my
"Well, it got a little hot," and I didn't know what that meant. And then he informed me that some of the guys he was working with going to Ukraine we're maybe not wanted in Europe. We'll leave it at that. And so I had to kind of take a break on that. So there's a little bit of that.
Wanted
Don't
to
know
go
where that
to
story
a
came
war
from.
front, basically.
Exactly. To what he described. Well, I was just the medical guy. I'd medically check him and then be out of there. But anyways, I came back in $1 million home in Florida. It's good. Thanks.
Yeah. It's got ghosts, though, so it's not as cool as I thought.
It's got ghosts. It's got ghosts, so it's not super great. I don't get great sleep there. I'm thinking about something else.
Might as well just go back to Ukraine.
Thinking about
Get better
something
sleep in
I
Ukraine.
might, get better sleep in Ukraine. There's louder things there. Let's see. Other items.
Well,
Is a as I think the podcast, we're at least interested in guns at the very least. He is a true gun nut. He has many guns. He has had me co-sign on whatever it was at one point to purchase a historic machine gun. So he and I technically own the firing mechanism.
You own it together?
Yeah.
We own it together. That's how it had to work.
Isn't it?
He-
it's
wait,
like
he
a
needed you
World
to
War I
co-sign?
machine
It's a World War One. Yeah.
Yeah.
Is it like a
Yeah,
that's pretty
water
cool.
cooled sort of thing?
I have actually no idea what the reason is that I had to co-sign. I do know it's because of the type of weapon it was, A,
Yeah.
and B, he needed one other person's documentation on that item. And that was the association. So I was going to be his guy on that one. So
Well,
there we are with that.
Well,
Dope, man.
he has a gun range or had a gun range in multiple homes at this point.
Multiple homes. His newest home, he does still go out back and practice. He's a super gun guy. He has, I think, when his eventual father passes, he will have an arsenal upwards of 800 firearms.
800.
800.
damn.
I actually don't know what you do with that, guys.
Ryan's
That's
dad
gonna be yours
versus
someday.
like the NYPD. Like
Yeah.
It's
fucking-
it's more than the NYPD, dude. Come on, they wouldn't be able to figure that
Your
out.
dad had way more guns than my dad had fucking swords. That's
ninja swords. Well, and that wasn't even a real ninja sword. These are real fucking guns.
Yeah,
this
yeah,
guy's
yeah.
roaming with right now.
Jesus.
Oh my god.
When he comes to visit the town I'm in right now, he will oftentimes, instead of staying in a regular hotel, stays at the hourly inns you can get on
That's
let's say it's a name that rhymes with Zudward on Zudward.
On Zudward Avenue.
On Zudward Avenue, he will.
Is that because you don't have to lay down a credit card? You can just pay in cash? Is that why?
You
He
just
stays
pay-
off
you
the
just pay
grid.
what you want. You pay what
Stays
you
off
want.
the grid.
Yeah, off the grid. He's off the grid all the time. He has talked to me about getting a flip phone to be off the grid as he's tired of quote unquote it. He has.
That's
how
fair.
much more time we got? I'll close it. We got a lot we can go back on.
I can't believe he finds these, dude. I'm telling you, I asked a guy if I could say hourly because I was traveling, I was just driving, and he looked at me like I was the biggest, dumbest piece of shit in my life. No, dude, they're $49 a night. Okay,
Not when
yeah,
you got.
I get
Not
it.
when you got. Yeah, not when you got. Yeah.
$49.
Understandably.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When I got the full 49 up front, man. He is. I think, as we've previously discussed, he's a true lizard person. Is that not correct? I think we agreed
Yeah.
on that.
I mean, he's the original lizard.
Yes.
He's the original lizard.
I still have not met him personally, but I've heard tales of him licking his independently rotating eyeballs. That made it to me very real.
I mean, just basic notions. He's a guy. Sometimes when you're talking to him, you're not sure if he's had a stroke because there will be no response. He won't blink. You're not sure if just life stopped with him, and then he'll chime back in. So there's a very real disconnect. I know we talked about it of an emotional disconnect previously, and he's certainly another individual in that category. Other signs that he's a true lizard. When he was living with us as a kid, I do remember certain points where he would walk into the kitchen, just pull out pepperoncinis and eat said pepperoncinis and then leave. That was the nourishment for whatever that feeding was at that time.
When you got a call to action, dude.
Yeah.
I sometimes graze on pepperoncinis.
I mean, it was alien enough to the point where thinking about it today, it's like he's kind of like the guy that needed sugar water from Men in Black.
Honestly,
Edgar.
when you couple the pepperoncinis with like Ukraine and like the marriage proposals and like the going internal when he's asking a question and all that, the pepperoncinis is like the cherry on top. That's what it is.
Yeah.
It's the perfect snack. Yeah.
He did also teach me the original, and I'll end here, the way to get out of any conversation where you've been made an idiot. Okay?
I want to know. I want to know the strategy.
This is
the
strategy. This is the strategy.
What?
And I've used this before. I've used this before too. The situation is if someone asks you something of any modern item that's going on currently, it's pertinent to a modern society. Instead of acting as though you didn't know what they were talking about, where they correct you, and they very clearly correct you, you go, oh. You don't do that. What you do is, how interesting. Oh my gosh. You get immediately engaged. And let me give you an example, because I've used this before and it's successful. One of my early years of teaching, I had a co-teacher who was talking about some kid we were having an issue with, and she was like, no, it was so-and-so, and he's very into, he's like in love with Kendall Jenner. And I was like, oh, Kendall, I don't have Kendall. And then she goes and says, no, Kendall Jenner, the model. And instead of saying, oh, like I didn't know what I was talking about, I was like, how interesting. How interesting. And that's how you get out of looking dumb. That's how you get out of looking as though you have no concept with humanity. Because you spend half your time as an alien like my father. Yeah. Or, in my case, you just don't want to be an idiot.
Yeah.
That's how you get out of it.
Oh my god.
That literally, I could see that coming. They actually made a show. I think it's about your dad. It's called Resident Alien, and Alan Tudyk is the main guy who plays someone who is able to look like a human but is an alien. And half the shit that comes out of his mouth in that show, it sounds like your dad. I think they made that show based on your dad.
It could, yeah. Well, he's still learning. He's still learning. You know, the human interaction. He's wondering what this is. I don't know, because what Schwarzenegger in the first Terminator film and in the second one, because it's two different Terminators, but it took him, what was that, 5 minutes to learn how to be human? Not even a good human, just someone who knew how to respond to society.
Yeah, he just needed a kid to be around, you know. It didn't work out the same though for you as a kid.
That's what that's a big part. But yeah, he's still learning how to be human, even though it took Schwarzenegger, you know.
Well, he's like a half lizard, half human kind of guy. That's just where he sits. And he's not. I want to be very clear. He's not a bad guy. At all.
No,
not a bad guy.
And I don't think this is a reflection on.
He's just still learning how to be a human. He's just still learning.
Yeah, it's not. It's not us bashing, frustrated with our fathers in any ways, or those in that role. It's an issue of appreciation because we learned so much, good and bad, from them.
Yeah. Right. Well, Justin's is probably the one exception there. It's you got a fucking lame ass ninja sword instead of a dad,
I learned like very little. Like not a lot.
Yeah. But yes, we love our dads, or we get bequeathed their sex doll. You know, there's a lot of different things dads can bring.
We didn't even touch on that, but we could.
I know.
We could all touch on it.
I was really gonna leave it, but yes, Justin did potentially have a share of sex doll that was left to him.
I had to split it between the siblings, you know.
Yeah,
so,
she's
well, sex, and that's
which are all male. So it's a timeshare actually.
It's gonna make family reunions look very cool when you guys all bring your portion and
we all bang it,
trade and swap.
Dead dad.
Yeah.
You got the left hand, you got the right hand, you got the head, you got the body. Look, you ready to switch? It's been a year. I'm ready for that right hand now. Okay.
No, sex doll gangbang family reunion. Like
yes,
those words don't belong together.
Man,
no.
That's what we're gonna title this one. That's what we'll title.
Yes,
and that's the next Zach Bryan song too.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Back of a truck.
Getting country.
Back of a truck.
Backwood,
small town.
Country.
Small town.
Cold beer.
Small town sex doll back country.
Get out of here if you think
small town sex doll.
Small town
if you don't share your sex doll with your brothers, then I don't want to talk to you.
That's also a t-shirt right there, right?
That's a t-shirt.
I'm upset that she had a better ninja sword than I do.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, fuck. You dude. You walked out of that double wide down those shitty little steps with your ninja sword, just beaming. Daddy finally came.
I finally got my comeuppance. I got my holdout. This is my inheritance right here. This sword that he got, no doubt, at some kind of Spencer's somewhere.
Yeah.
In Middle America. Des Moines.